If you pull up a Lancaster home on Zillow right now, you'll see something like $445,000, and the little payment calculator underneath will tell you it's about $2,700 a month. And you'll think, okay, $2,700. I can actually plan for that. But here's the problem. I've helped families buy that exact house at that exact price, and the real cost of owning it lands closer to $4,500 a month. Not because anybody lied to them, because that little calculator only shows you the first floor of the building, and there are 5 more floors stacked on top of that. So today I'm going to build your real Lancaster payment from the ground up, layer by layer, every single dollar, using a real world example, a $450,000 Lancaster home. By the end, you'll know your true number. You'll know which of these costs you can shrink, and you will never get blindsided at the closing table. I'm Jennifer Espinoza. I'm a bilingual SoCal realtor. I was born and raised in California. I've been in Palmdale since I was 15, and I help families buy and sell across the Antelope Valley in English and in Spanish. And I'm also a second-year law student focused on real estate law. So what you're getting from me isn't just generic agent advice. It's coming from someone studying this every single day. Grab a coffee. Let's build this. There is 2 ground rules. 1. Every number I give you today is a real 2026 number. Rates from this week, tax rates from Los Angeles County, insurance from current California averages, all round so the math is easy to follow. And I'll tell you the range so you can find your number. 2. This is not me telling you Lancaster is too expensive. Lancaster is one of the most reachable markets in all Southern California. That's the whole point. I just want you walking in with your eyes open, because the buyer who gets hurt are the ones who only budgeted for floor 1. If that's the kind of honest breakdown you want to subscribe, I do real numbers every week and weekend. And real quick, before we build this, every single week I have families just like you reaching out. Some are 30 days from moving, some are 6 months out, and a lot of them just want to ask you questions about the real numbers without getting a sales pitch. And if that's you, everything you need is right in the description below. You can text me, email me, fill out a quick form on my website, or grab a free 15 to 30-minute call, whatever's easier for you. I personally answer every single message in English and in Spanish, and there's going to be zero pressure, ever. And if you're getting value out of this, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. New videos every Wednesdays and Saturdays. Okay, let's build your stack. Here's how I want you to picture your payment. It's not one number, it's a stack. 6 floors, I call it. The true payment stack. Floor 1 is part of everybody knows, principal and interest. That's the calculator number. Floors 2, 3, and 4 are what your lender adds on. Taxes, insurance, and mortgage insurance. The lender bundles these in, and together floors 1 through 4 are what they call your PITI. That's the number you actually qualify on. And then on floors 5 and 6 are the ones nobody adds up for you. The special assessment and the cost of just living in the house. Mello-Roos, utilities, upkeep. We're going to build all 6 floors. Watch how fast 2,700 turns into something very different. Floor 1. Our example home is our $450,000. Let's say our buyer puts down 5%. That's $22,500. So they're financing $427,500. At today's rate, about 6.5% on a 60-year fix. The principal and interest comes out to right around $2,700 a month. That's the calculator number. That's floor 1. And here's the thing. That's the floor most people only budget for. They see $2,700, they compare it to their rent, and they make a decision. Meet the first person who did exactly that. Brenda's renting in Lancaster for $2,300 a month. She sees a house. Payment shows $2,700 and she thinks, that's only $400 more than my rent. I can do that. I'm done renting. So Brenda's mentality budgeting $2,700, hold that number in your head. Because by the end of this video, Brenda's real cost is going to be almost double her rent. And the gap between what she planned for and what she actually owes is exactly the gap that turns excited new buyers into stressed out new owners. Let's keep building so Brenda doesn't get caught. Floor 2, property taxes. And I have to bust a myth right now because it costs people real money. You heard California property tax is 1%. That number is a fantasy for a new buyer. 1% is just a Prop 13 base rate. Once you stack on the voter-approved bonds, schools, infrastructures, all of it, the effective rate most LA County buyers actually pay is closer to 1.25%. Agents use 1.25 as a planning number for a reason. On our 450,000 home, 1.25% is $5,625 a year, which is $469 a month. So Brenda's stack just went from $2,700 to about $3,170. And one quick warning while you're here. In your first year, you also get a surprise supplemental tax bill a few months after closing that escrow usually doesn't cover. Set aside cash for it. It's not a scam. It's just a county catching up your assessment up to your purchase price. Floor 3, homeowners insurance. And you probably heard California's insurance market has been a mess. Carriers pulling back, rates climbing. It's real. For a home in our price range, you're realistically looking at somewhere around $2,000 a year, give or take. Call it $165 a month. Some buyers get it lower with the right carrier and bundling. Some pay more depending on the exact location and the home's age and rebuild cost. Lancaster mostly out of the worst wildfire zones, which helps, but the budget around that $165 and shop at least 3 companies, the spread between the cheapest and most expensive carrier on the same house can be hundreds of dollars a month. Brenda's stack is now about $33.35, floor 4, and this is the one that quietly punishes you from a smaller down payment. Floor 4, PMI, private mortgage insurance. Anytime you put less than 20% down on a conventional loan, the lender charges you this. It protects them, not you. And it's a tax you pay for buying sooner instead of waiting years to save 20%. On Brenda's loan, with 5% down, PMI runs roughly $250 a month. That stings. But here's the good news, and write this down. PMI is temporary. As you pay down the loan and as your home appreciates, you can get it removed. Typically, once you hit about 20% equity, so that $250 is not forever. And this matters in our market. Lancaster being down about 4% right now actually helps a determined buyer. You can buy at the dip, and as values cover, you can build toward that 20% and drop the PMI faster. So with the floors 1 through 4, Brenda's at about $35.50 a month. That's $35.50 is her real PITI, the number a lender qualifies her on. Most people think that's the finish line. It's not. There are 2 more floors, and your lender doesn't say a word about them. Floor 5, Mello-Roos. This is the one that ambushes people, especially in the newer parts of Lancaster. Mello-Roos is a special tax on homes in a certain newer development. It pays for the roads, parks, and school that made that shiny new community possible. But here's what's tricky. It is not based on your home's value. It is a flat add-on, and it does not show up on that Zillow calculator at all. It's an older, established Lancaster neighborhood, often 0. None. But in a newer built community, Mello-Roos commonly runs anywhere from about $1,200 to $60,000 a year. So anywhere from $100 to $500 a month tackle onto your payment. Let me show you who this catches. The Garcías fall in love with a brand new construction home in West Lancaster. Modern kitchen, never been lived in, builder incentives. They're sold. They budgeted using the online calculator, same as Brenda. What the calculator never told them is this. That gorgeous new community has Mello-Roos of about $3,600 a year. That's $300 a month they did not plan for, on top of everything else. Same house, in an older neighborhood, a mile away, would have 0. I'm not telling you to avoid new construction. A lot of my clients love it, and it's worth it to them. I'm telling you to ask. Before you write an offer on any home, have your agent pull the tax records and the CFD disclosure and tell you the exact Mello-Roos number. On a new build, that one question can be $300 a month surprise, or a $300 a month thing you choose with open eyes. For our running example, let's add a middle of the road, $200 a month. Floor 6, utilities. Floor 6 is everything the lender doesn't count because it's not their problem, but it's absolutely yours. 2 big ones, utilities and maintenance. Utilities first, and this is where Antelope Valley is special, and I mean that as a warning. We are high desert. Summers hit triple digits, and that air conditioner runs hard from June through September. I have clients whose summer electric bill alone jumps to $300-400 a month. Add water, and keeping a yard green out here in the heat is not cheap. Plus gas, trash, and internet, and a realistic all-in utilities number for a single-family home here is around $450 a month, weighted for those brutal summer spikes. Then maintenance. The rule of thumb is about 1% of your home values per year for upkeep, roof, water heater, HVAC, the stuff that breaks. On a $450,000 home, that's $4,500 a year, or about $375 a month, that you should be setting aside even in the months nothing breaks, because a month something does break, it's rarely small. So 4/6 adds roughly $825 a month. Let's add all that up. Here's Brenda's true payment stack. Floor 1, principal and interest, $2,700. Floor 2, taxes, $469. Floor 3, insurance, $165. Floor 4, PMI, $215. That's her PITI, $35.50. Floor 5, Mello-Roos, $200. Floor 6, utilities and upkeep, $825. Total true cost of owning that $450,000 Lancaster home, about $4,575 a month. Brenda budgeted $2,700. Her real number is $4,575. That's an $800 month gap. And that gap is the single biggest reason new homeowners feel house poor. Not because they overpaid, because nobody built them the whole stack. Now the empowering part, because you have more control over this number than you think. Let me give you the lever on each floor. Floor 1, the rate. You buy the price today and refinance the rate later. If rates fall, you don't have to marry 6.5%. Floor 4, PMI. Put more down if you can, or look at down payment assistance programs. And California has real ones, CalHFA, Dream for All, and FHA Path. That can change this math completely for a first-time buyer. That's a whole video. But no, the option exists. Floor 5, Mello-Roos. Choosable. Pick an established neighborhood, and it can be zero. This is a where you buy decision. Floor 6, utilities. A newer, recently updated home with better insulation and a modern AC unit can cut that summer bill meaningfully. Ask about the age of the HVAC and the windows. You can make the stack disappear, but you can absolutely build a smaller one on purpose. So here's what I want you to actually do. Before you fall in love with a single house, get the full stack run for that specific property, not the calculator number, the real one. With that home's actual tax rate, its actual Mello-Roos, a real insurance quote, and an honest utility estimate for the valley. That's literally what I do. With every buyer before we even tour, we figure out your comfortable true monthly number first. Then we shop for homes whose fully stacked fits it. So the number you see on day 1 is a number you live with on day 90. No surprises, no house poor. And remember the good news under all this. Lancaster is down right now. Homes are still moving in about 17 days, and you can buy the dip and refinance the rate later. The opportunity is real. You just want to walk in with the whole stack in front of you. So here's what I want you to do. If you even thinking about buying in Lancaster this year, let's build your payment stack together. Your price range, your down payment, your actual numbers. Everything you need is right in the description below. You can text me, you can email me, fill out the form, or book a free 15 to 30-minute call, whatever's easy for you. I personally answer every single message myself in English or even in Spanish. And there is going to be zero pressure, ever. I'll give you the real numbers, even when the real number is, let's wait, especially then. And if this opened your eyes, send it to someone you know who's house hunting. It might save them from getting blindsided at the closing table. And don't forget to subscribe. I do new videos every Wednesdays and Saturdays. Don't budget for floor 1 and get surprised by the building. Build the whole stack first. Soy Jennifer Espinoza. Tu casa propia es posible. Your own home is possible. And I'll see you on the next video for the June market update.